Something about those rings in the sky right there. Yep, and there's your dark sort of nebula. Hello everyone, Thoranx is here, and welcome back to No Man's Sky. Sitting aboard the Relentless, looking down at the planet Searing Sands, the one we just left. Pretty interesting sort of planet, listed as an abandoned planet. I don't even know if you could say it's similar to any other desert planet we've seen. Very, very interesting stuff. Unfortunately, So this system here is still showing 2 planets unlooked at. This one showing 1 planet unlooked at. So let's just take a look at some of these. So what we want is every system to show every planet looked at. And we can see here there are 3 planets we didn't visit there, even though someone else has. Is that good enough? Do we want to duplicate our efforts? I think what we need to do, really, is to look for systems that no one has been to yet, right? So here we have a green star system in the Horliary Void, which is where we're currently charting stars. Korvax system, unknown data about it, looks to be 4 planets and 1 moon, and that is where we're going, a new undiscovered system. Ah, first contact. Wonderful. Well, let's go check out what the local planetary system looks like. After we look at our trade terminal, because we are in need of, yes, dihydrogen jelly, and also tritium, although not as much. I mean, we can afford to let most of the other things go. With the exception of what? No, it would be nice to get a little bit more pyrite. I did see that for sale. So let's go ahead and we will secure... It's 100. You know, I don't really care about 100. What I did notice, though, is despite the goods that we lost reappearing in our refiner last time, they're actually missing... Oh, they're not missing now. They were missing. I swear they were missing, but a moment ago they were. But that means we'll take the 2 that we left here and add the 2 runaway mold here, which now we have a multiple of 5, so it should very cleanly give us 261 nanites. We'll leave that to process, and then I dare say we're going to go ahead and get all of this dihydrogen out of our system, as it only takes a moment, and then we'll have lots of dihydrogen for crafting more frigate fuel. A constant need that we have. Constant. And if anybody else is sending out expeditions regularly, you too will need lots and lots of dihydrogen. There you go. And just like that, boom. We have lots of dihydrogen now. Alright, we'll allow the runaway mold to refine in the nanites, and I think we shall... Oop, that is not downstairs. We need to work on the Relentless. I know. But we're going to get bulkheads and upgrades for it before we do any sort of construction on it, because that way we have more odds of collecting the decorations from derelict freighters. I'm such a fan. This row of ships looks really cool. This that's kind of cool. Let's be real. I like the Star Fury, but again, the sort of heavy fighter look, it's not what I would have had as my first choice. I'm not opposed to a heavy fighter, but the wing design is just a little different than I would have gone for. Nice. Okay. Sort of, what would we call that? Periwinkle nebula? Maybe? Would make for a nice night sky. That's what I'm getting at. A night sky on these planets in this nebula I think it would look proper if you're going for that natural look. And if you're like, why are you going to the space station? We don't really do this anymore. We don't, and that's why I'm doing it for just a moment. Not because I'm in the mood to talk to aliens. We haven't been in the mood for that for some time. And as you know, the No Man's Sky universe is about doing what we want to do. So the first thing I want to do is see if I can get any nanites as a gift here. No, some hypercores though. Whoa. I accept those terms. And as you can see, the warp hypercores, that sounds like an exotic. Triumph of the Uitamogha. Hello. Would you be in the market to sell your ship, please? I would like to just straight up buy this ship. Thank you. With the folding wings. Now, it would be neat if the wings tilted sideways, but I bet they tilt down. Oh my. What a fun little fighter. Pros, the color, it's blue. It's got a sleek shape, but it's not the typical quote-unquote hot rod class, which everybody is collecting. The engines, big engines in the back. The wings are where they lose me. You know, in a buyer's market, we want to be very picky with our ship. The wings just don't do it for me. And the fact that it's missing the droid is really just... It's kind of icing on the cake. If I saw the perfect ship and it didn't have the droid, I think I'd still get it anyways. But, yeah, the fact that the wings are not my first pick and it's missing the droid, kind of got to let it go. Now, what do we want here? We want some commercial charts because we spent quite a few of them. So we're going to buy 15 and put those on the freighter. And let's see, we still have, yeah, we're going to buy more. More than anything, we're going to be scanning for archives when we do land on planets. So I think it's fair to say we need to just spend all of our navigational data on the commercial charts, and then we'll move our salvage data down here, and look at all that beautiful inventory. Look at it all. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. Alright, let's see if we can buy some tritium from here. Look at that, 2,000 tritium. Terms accepted. Now we have almost a stack of each. About half a stack. I guess not almost a stack. I know that we could sell this and get some stuff, but I'm gonna oh, there's like solar panels on the wings. All right, we're gonna have to take this thing out for a flight. We're gonna have to test drive this for a moment. Right, so the wing folds down. Even if it was like in an upside down V or some kind of W, I think that could be really neat. The colors are okay. I think we give it a customary image because it is an exotic ship that we've collected. Look at the graphic on my HUD. Stop right here. Look at that. Look at that. If that's how it flew, if it flew like that, oh my goodness. We would be selling a ship to keep this one, no questions asked. It is really cool, but In the end, it's really just to sell. We're just gonna sell it. We bought it simply to scrap it for parts, as is the nature of the economy here. Yep, I would like to claim the scrap, please, and thank you. All sorts of goodies. Okay, so we did get some storage augmentation. I'll go ahead and load that up here. Factory override unit. Are those even still a thing? Activated emerald, we can process that. Shield module, pulse engine module. I think these are probably worth holding on to. Just because we're talking about pulse engine and shields. I mean, I don't know. We need the nanites. But pulse engine and shields are those things you always want. Now, cyclotron and infraknife, no, we need a fighter for those. Pulse engine, scanner, mining beam, hyperdrive, mining beam. Oh, we should do those. It's an interesting looking multi-tool. A multi-tool would have to be really cool looking at this stage for us to swap it out. Let's see, reinforced piping, yep. All of these little parts here. Alright, and then we get our chromatic metal. The rest of it can go to our starship. Geodesite? Oh, you don't say. I accept those terms too. Alright, so. That Geck's like, don't shine the light in my eyes, please. They stuck their hand out like, come on, come on. These travelers. Always coming in here shining lights in everybody's face. Come on now. Come on. Have some decency.
Technology recharge.
Wish there was a way to add storage to our living ship. We're just going to investigate that momentarily. Let's see. Cannot salvage a living being. That's good to know. I would like to purchase storage. Cannot augment living being. Yeah, well. It was acting like I could upgrade the class, too. We all know that's a crock. Yeah. Let's take a look at... Okay, so we've got some stuff tying up our inventory in our storage here, and I think it's time we took them out. Suspicious mining module, we're going to go ahead and look at. The hyperdrive we're going to hold on to. Another mining beam. What is this? This is a scanner. Yep, we're going to hold on to that. Cyclotron module. I think we might just... No. We'll hold on to the cyclotron module. Sure. Even though we have some of those, what we want is more pulse engine, hyperdrive, and shield modules from the scrap dealer here. Let's look at what they're selling. Or no, I want to purchase your scrap here. Let's see. Hazard protection module, movement module, mining beam module. Nope. No. Suspicious packet, weaponry, technology, and goods. Let's see. If I buy a technology pack, what does that become? Scanner module. Right. I'm not sure how this works. I guess we're gonna buy a few. We're gonna buy a few and just see what we end up with. So the goods become, yeah, some things to sell. A geode, okay. Technology is a species record. That's interesting. And weaponry is positron module, and a hewn stone contraption. What an interesting roll of the dice. Approximately 1,506 years old, bejeweled and dazzling, this tool has been decorated with countless precious stones, augmented and audacious. It's a one-of-a-kind piece, and we're about to sell it. Actually, no, we're going to sell a few things. Do I want positron, ejector? That's the basic sort of tool, is it? Or the weapon, is it not? I don't necessarily want to start doing the weapon ones yet, but it feels wasteful to... digital hoarding. Digital hoarding. That's the name of the game, and that's kind of what we're doing. Now, let's take a look at our multi-tool. Yep, because we're going to look at mining beam modules and scanning modules, and we're going to see if we get any that are better than what we have. Okay, so let's look. Here we've got almost 10,000% fauna analysis. This is fauna analysis. Okay, so it's a little higher than some of the other ones, but it doesn't give any of the other items the scan radius or anything. And this one is just really low. Overheat downtime, that's it. And then this one, fuel efficiency. Probably would have been better off selling those for nanites. But, I mean, when you're trying to min-max, like we're doing, then I think it's better to take the chance. It's better to roll the dice on an upgrade that might... Is it, though? I'm considering my options. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to make a command decision. In lieu of 4 upgrades all being very lackluster and the fact that we need nanites, we're going to sell 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to keep hyperdrive, pulse engine, and shield modules. We're just going to sell everything else. $630 for 2 of them and $310. That's pretty good. Pretty darn good indeed, actually. I can accept those terms. Where does that put us for nanites? Just over 10,000? Yeah. We've got a little ways to go. A little bit of some ways to go. Alright. First up, we have this undiscovered planet, a bladed planet. And we're going to go right down and see what we've got here. Another planet with sort of plateaus and basins with steep cliffs and ridgelines. No ridgelines. Just steep cliffs, really. Step-ups and drop-offs. Hold on, let's throttle back. A lot of little iridescent shells here and sort of webbed structures attached to the minerals. Obsidian heat. These planets still struggle to find their diversity. It is nice. It is nice to see extractable reality glitches. However, their diversity is still something that's difficult to nail down. Are these large structures even something we can scan? Lithification, ferrite dust, humming sac. That is a very illuminated planet in the sky there. I think we need to be more up on the ledge, yeah. Just looking at maybe our next destination. These shells sort of have a broken glass look about them. Okay, so the large ones are plants? That's flora. Interesting. Iteration error. So, from what we know about stray particles, hungry for stars. So this data is just full-on corrupt. And here we can see it's an iteration error. This is actually from another iteration of the universe. I'm tempted to not dwell. What? Desperate for oxide elements. Look at these. Oh, that's like the stuff of nightmares. Oh my goodness. This is what happens when your reality is not beta tested and you have bugs, right? Is you get these. Look, more of them. Cannot digest starch. And they don't have any sort of bait requirement or mechanic to eat. Really, the question becomes, is it the caves? There is a sort of something going on with this planet. I think we need to maybe bounce over to the night side. Just get a look at what the night side looks like, and then I think we can depart. I want there to be something remarkable to this planet, but I cannot force it into existence. Ooh, look how that planet has changed. Large storm going on over there. Alright, we swing around. Yep, it's definitely a little darker on this side. There's our sunset, and there's our nighttime. Alright, so the mountains here almost look a little more natural. A little bit. We still have the massive plateaus. We are going to settle down. I debated maybe just letting it go. You can see, oh my goodness. These life forms are indeed just everywhere. Oh my goodness. I'm going to cause problems. for life forms here if you're not careful. Come on now. You can see the moonlight reflecting, for sure. The ground is definitely all pockmarked. Look, and you can see there is an energy sort of lifting up out of the ground. No. This planet is not for us. We'll call it... Viridian shells. Alright, well, once we know a little bit more about the planets in this system, we might be able to make more of a definitive call on the name of the system as a whole. Okay. This planet is open for business. What have we got here? A paradise planet. I'll be the judge of that. Paradise is a pretty significant word. We don't use it lightly. Ooh! Alien melody detected. Another spewing vent node. So what do we have? We have damage 8, 3 and 3, 8, 3 and 3, 8, 3 and 3, 6, 3 and 3. So then we obviously are going to 7, 3 and 3, 7, 3 and 3, 7, 3 and 3. So then we're going to get rid of the 6, 3 and 3, and now we've got 8, 3 and 3. Living slime, sac venom. I don't really care for you. We'll go ahead and let you go. I would love some more pulsing heart upgrades. I think those are probably the most valuable. And look at the solid continental structure we have going on here now. Hold on, this is worth dropping out of hyperspace and just getting a beautiful shot of this planet. Alright. Very green surface with a beautiful blue sky, massive clouds, a lot of moisture, probably some storms, and then of course, yep, we have the odd megalith formations. We've seen these before. That is a dense forest. No, it's not. Disregard. Belay my last. Dense pockets of forest. Okay. Fairly fun. But as soon as you hit the coast and you see the water, that's when you realize it is not Earth-like. We do have the green trees, the occasional off-color tree. Yep, and now we've found the coast. Having trouble locating structures on this planet. I think we will post up here on the beach, assuming we can maybe not hit the trees. We know that's an impossibility, though. All right. Mild rain. The water appears to have some sort of sediment in it, making it cloudy and orange. It's fairly dirty, and then, oh look! We're seeing more of these shells. Huh. Radioactive. Formed from atmospheric metal. I wonder if these play a greater role than we originally thought. The fact that they exist on this planet and an anomaly planet? That can't be a coincidence. hidden tentacles. Oof, let's stay away from that. Although we know it can be a coincidence when you're dealing with, you know, such a massive universe. It's 100% possible to have coincidences like that. That's not even odd. Meaty roots. Sure, if you say so. Cobalt deposit. Those rings. I mean, something about those rings in the sky right there. Yep, and there's your dark sort of nebula. Makes for a very traditional night sky, and then of course green grass, but not too green. Ooh. Well, what have we here? Sort of mushrooms and these little tiny flowers? Are these even scannable? It doesn't look like any of these things are registering for our scanner. How unusual. No, I do not wish to blast them. No, I'm not able to gather them up with my mining tool either. It almost looks like hostile flora. Like if you're not careful, you would get your exosuit punctured by them. And those and these mushrooms appear to be everywhere. And then more little flowers. Okay, well, let's check the damaged machinery. Okay, I'll start collecting living slime again. I might as well. Oh! Shooting star. Very nice. Oh, another one. Oh, are we going to get a meteor shower? With a giant tree in our way? No, just a couple of individual shooting stars. The rings are so bright, like a light source in the sky. And then, of course, in the ocean you have all these little mountain peaks and megaliths poking out of the water. Okay, so not exactly a meteor shower, but pretty consistent meteorites burning up in the atmosphere. Could be a lot of micro-asteroids in this system. I like these palm-style trees. Photosynthesis, pretty basic. Buried nitrogen. Oh, with a mist-based defense. Nice. That tree will mace you if you try to cut it down. I think this planet formation is fairly typical, just with some sediment buildup in the ocean. The real question is, are we going to do our ocean hunting here for a ship or elsewhere? With a promising economy? Seems like we should try to maybe salvage a ship off of the ocean floor here on this planet. I can abide by that. Okay, so we did not scan one at first. Which means we have to travel a little further out. It's fairly shallow on this section. The continental drop-off doesn't happen for a while. Oh, I see. Much larger coral formations as the water gets deeper. And then again, it shallows up. We're approaching one of the megalithic structures that dot this planet's surface. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have much of a lead up. Ooh. There's some more shooting. Oh my goodness. Pods. What is going on here? Massive cable pod structures on the planet, on the ocean floor. Oh, that startled me. Let's get back in the submarine in the dark ocean here. It does appear that we have some odd things out here in the ocean. I'm very surprised to see the cable pods out there, and there was only the 2 of them. I haven't seen any others. Some sulfide vents. Oh, look at this, like coral reef here. Look at all the biodiversity on those bits of coral. We could try to head out to a deeper section of the ocean. However, I'm starting to feel like this ocean stays relatively shallow. There's nothing saying that an ocean must get deep as you move away from land. It all just depends on the average amount of moisture on the planet, right? What is this? That's a little too straight and specific for a natural formation. Is this like asphalt? Like lines drawn in the sand, some construction planned and then abandoned? What is this over here? This is like a dead zone. And it's in such a straight line. Oh, and a cave? Alright, I think at this point we can safely say we have ended up towards something, but I'm not sure what. Oh, Forsaken Terminal? No, it's part of the Abyss. Fairly consistent meteors entering the atmosphere. Nothing extreme, but very consistent throughout the night. Some of them with quite a bit of velocity. I don't think we're going to come after any of these eggs. I dare say we've investigated this planet enough. I'm ready to move on. So let's see. Where are we now? We have a spined planet, unknown. And then the shells, I will, yes, say we'll go to the spined planet. It would be nice. I think this one will be Meteor's Delight. Oh, that's a little misleading. They're consistent. I mean, is that a valuable descriptor to the planet? No. I think that's misleading. Instead it should be Paradise Adjacent. No, that's too... Actually, yes. I'm going to stick with my first instinct. Paradise Adjacent. It's in the same category as Paradise. We didn't even really find any fauna. I think I saw one fauna, one creature in the ocean. Hostile scan detected. Is that how you want to do this? Is it? You won't be able to take it back. Oh, they're always after me, chlorine. Guess what? Oh, and my combat frigate deployed? Whoa, a lot of damage. Lot of damage when you start getting the aft quarters of your ship hit. No, I did not mean to hit... I did not mean for that to happen. It was my own combat frigate. Now, wait a second. It was my own combat frigate that came to my defense. It was my very own one. I'm very curious how that even happens. Pulse drive back online. Out of here. Oh, quite a soft pastel atmosphere. What we call this a scattered cloud layer. Pretty consistent cloud coverage. The terrain is sloped. Oh, yes, and we have these anvil top plateaus. And the purple is even reflected into the ground some. Let's see if we can find a structure, perhaps. Woo! Look out! We're gonna bounce it right off the terrain. The nightmare in space is just like, ugh. Why are you always bouncing me off the... Oh, look at that. What fun colors. Oh yeah, let's go. Look at that. Okay, some unusual plant life, sure. Unidentified plants. Redacted weather, low in the resources. Definitely some interesting growth happening here, though. This is fairly unusual for a planet like this, at least in my experience. These sort of things, these are a little intimidating. Stunted root structure. It's an infant in its age, so I mean that makes sense. Sees in the dark, feeds off gravitational waves. Stray particles. It's not just the flat. The weather is redacted. It's not just the flat anvil-like plateaus. We also have these that look almost like the two shells in a V. These planets often present like they're almost like they're boiling, like they're evaporating, with countless bits of dust and energy sort of just leaching into the air. I'm prepared to do a little bit of biking. Let's get on the Pilgrim and see what we can find. It's such a beautiful way to honor and look at a planet as you smash and barrel through everything. The lights, the glowing lights though, are fairly interesting. Oh look, the sunset definitely brings out the yellow in your eyes. Goodness. Aha, there we go. Spotted the lone fauna. Always something highly unusual on planets like this. Look at the sunset. That's hashtag no filter right there. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is what I'm going for right here. I want to see the uniqueness of planetary anomalies that we just don't see, and it's this yellow sort of sunset. Oh my. I accept these terms. This is fun. This is different. Let's make a jaunt over to the next mountain. See if we can put a little more distance between us and the sun. I'm sure the night feeling is even more different. But maybe not. Maybe once we leave the pale yellow sunset, the majesty will fade. I'm tempted to think that the pale yellow sunset is a big part of it because it plays with the yellow bioluminescence. It makes some of them look green that are farther away. Some of them look almost peach and pink that are closer. Look at this. Although that could just be that specific type of mineral. And then the clouds become violet? What? I need more data. We don't have a large enough sample size yet. Is there a monolith perhaps we could hunt while we're here? No. Try to jump over as much of this as possible. What is the local time? 1930. The sun's barely visible. See, and then you have things like that. Something about that sort of a... I mean... I don't have a specific thought visualized in my head, but there's something about a giant floating thin piece of stone like that that I feel like is asking for some sort of structure, but we know that we can't build a base hardly anywhere. Like, 1/3 of the locations we want to build and actually construct something will never see any sort of structure. They could, maybe, but I just too badly want to go to new locations. Okay, so this looks about like I thought it would. Not as interesting. If only there was some sort of polar event that you could go to that would keep you in perpetual sunrise or sunset, sort of like that perfect zone that just never quite got day or night towards the main axis of rotation of the star. Because we all know in the No Man's Sky universe, it's the star that rotates. Or revolves, rather, not the planets. Unusual, but true. Okay, we're past twilight now. It is just dark and at the same time illuminated. Let's get the nightmare in space. There's something about an ominous planet in the sky? Something about it. Alright, where to next? You know, I dare say that's probably a pretty good place to wrap things up. And, ooh, look at those clouds. And we can actually go to the next planet. And the next one. Hope you've had a good time watching, because as always, I've had a good time playing. Until then, take care.